Hello and welcome to No Nonsense Photography. We explore photography from a no-nonsense perspective. I'm your host, Dave Griffin. We make tutorials that make sense and then we share them with you. We will be covering everything from photo shoots to post-processing and compositing. Okay, in this video we're going to be in Lightroom working on doing some adjustments to an evening shot that I took while I was on a recent cruise to New England and Canada. So let's go ahead and just jump right into Lightroom and get started. This is the image we're going to be working on today. It's an image of the deck of the ship that I was on. And as you can see, the sun is setting in the background. I purposely underexposed this image so that I could pick up the colors from the sunset. And let's go ahead and jump right into the basic panel and make our adjustments. So I think that the exposure and the contrast are looking good already. No need to make any changes there. I think we do need to make some improvements to the shadows. I think that we can bring up some of the detail in the shadows here. So I'm going to go ahead and move the shadows slider all the way up. Okay, now we're going to adjust our white point. I'm going to hold down the Option key while I press on the white and bring that up just a little bit, maybe to 35 or so. Now we'll adjust our black point. Again, holding down the Option key. Something like that looks pretty good. Alright, jumping down to the presence area within the basic panel. We're going to bump up our clarity a little bit. I think it could use some clarity. And maybe a little bit more than this. Right around 50 looks good. Let's go ahead and bump up the vibrance just a tad. Oops, sorry about that. About 9 is good for that. Let's go ahead and do our saturation a little bit as well. About 12 on saturation is perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to leave this basic panel and run down to the hue, saturation, luminance panel. Okay, so over here we have color adjustments. And what we want to do is bring our saturation for our blue up a bit. I think that the blue needs just a little bit more of a boost. So we'll go up on blue a little bit. Hey, 15 or so. That looks great. Okay, so we're done with the hue, saturation, luminance panel. We'll go ahead and jump down to do some sharpening, and that's found under the details panel. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hit the I key to give us our information about the image. And as you can see, it was shot at 5:18 in the evening and at 1/100th of a second at f4.5 ISO 3200. This shot was taken on my Sony a6000. And it was a pretty high ISO. As you can see, there is some grain in the shot. We're going to go ahead and boost up the sharpening a bit. And then we're going to go ahead and do the noise reduction as well. We're going to go ahead and bump that up all the way to 100. Maybe back off just a tad. I'm noticing that here it's getting a little bit painterly. So we'll back off just a tad on that. Say about 92. That looks good. Yep. Okay. Alright, so just a couple tips while we're in Lightroom here. If you want to kick out these side panels, you can go ahead and hit the tab key and those side panels will go away. And another tip is to hit the F key and you can go to a full screen mode of the image. Looking around here, I think the colors look good. I think the shadows have been brought out significantly. And I'm really happy with this image. Although I think that the highlights in this picture of this car and the screen need to be lowered just slightly. So I'm going to jump back up to the basic panel and I'm going to lower my highlights a little bit. Something like that looks great. Okay, so just another tip for you in Lightroom. If you go into the Help panel, you can do the shortcuts. And Develop module shortcuts are located here. And that's Command or Control on a PC /. So if we're back over here and we hit Command /, it brings up all the shortcuts for the Develop module. Conversely, if you're in any of the other modules, say we're over in the library module or map, book, slideshow, print, web, any of these areas in here each have their own shortcuts and they're found in the same area. Okay, so that is the updates that we're going to make to this image. I think that looks really good. I'm going to go ahead and go to print on this image now. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and leave some comments below and I'll get back with you if you have any questions or comments. And I'll talk to you next time.